Hey guys, welcome to the new Movie Thing Show. I'm Steve Zaragoza.
Oh, I'm Franco. I forgot. I haven't been on this in forever.
It's been a while. On this show, we talk about movies that are in the theaters right now, and if you don't want to go to the movie theaters, you don't have to. You can go to netflix.com/SourceFed and get a free month of instant streaming movies on your streaming devices, and that way you can watch it on your couch in your underwear in the comfort of your home.
Specific.
So today we watched This Is the End, and if you have to run out to the theater and you don't know what to watch, I say see this movie. It's a comedy, see it with your friends, it's hilarious.
I was so excited that we agreed on a movie for once. I was like, yes, because when I was like, what'd you think? And you were like, I liked it. And I was like, maybe I didn't like it. No, I didn't. It probably happened 8 years ago, but I still say The Dictator was a terrible movie. I'm going to hold on to that shit
You're
forever.
going to see, dude, in like 10 years, it's going to be like a freaking cult classic. I would be like, see? You see?
Steve was ahead of his time.
So the movie stars Seth Rogen and Jay Baruchel as best friends, and they go to James Franco's party, where also all these different other people are.
Essentially everyone in like Seth Rogen's phone. He was like, hey, can you be in this? And they were like, yeah, we'll be there for a minute. There's like a moment when they like, certain people die that you're like, oh, they were literally there for 3 hours because that green screen falling.
Yeah. The movie also stars Craig Robinson and Danny McBride. Any thoughts?
Well, Danny McBride kind of steals the show. I mean, it could be argued several things. Danny McBride is kind of fantastic from the middle on, and in the beginning part, the person that kind of steals it is Michael Cera, which just funny. It was just funny.
Yeah. It's kind of sad though they spoil a lot of his jokes in the trailer, but then there's some really good moments, like when they go into the bathroom, which we will not spoil, but it's very good stuff.
We won't spoil that thing that he just spoiled.
So the movie's about the end of the world, and that's about as in-depth as I want to get with it, because at first I thought it was about aliens, and then I was like, maybe it's the rapture, maybe it's the apocalypse, but when you go into the movie, maybe it was just me, I didn't know what it was going to be. I didn't know it was actually going to go in that direction.
The movie doesn't try and like keep it a secret. I think people are going to be like, oh, that's why this and this, no, these people weren't affected. I think it makes sense, but it's not really, we were talking about whether it was more an apocalypse movie than a comedy, and it's, at the end of the day, it's really just a comedy. It's these guys being themselves and then like adding an extra thing, like Jonah Hill being Jonah Hill, but also being extremely obnoxiously nice. like just the fun in like what they found in each other.
So now it is time for likes
and gripes. My likes would probably be just these guys being together, like all the little quirky things, like just James Franco, like his relationship with Seth Rogen, like once again Jonah Hill, and like being obnoxiously nice. I mean, the one person that you could say maybe doesn't have a thing, and it's kind of weird, is Jay Baruchel.
Yeah.
Like he's definitely like the straight man, which makes him kind of the most boring person out of everyone, even though everyone is awesome. Once again, I love this movie. And my gripe would be that there's kind of like a 10-minute lull, but that's really it. There's not really much to complain about. It's a pretty fantastic comedy. I would even say, even though I don't know why the hell they went up against Man of Steel, like the same week. I know they released on Wednesday, but like going into the same weekend, I would even say, go watch this.
So my likes would be basically everything about the movie. I loved the humor. I loved all of the actors playing themselves. I thought that was really, really cool. I don't think we've ever seen that before, like where it's everyone playing themselves in a feature film.
No.
Loved all the cameos. The party scene in the beginning is as amazing as you guys think it is. And then yeah, later on in the movie, there's some special cameos that are mind-blowing, and you're like, I can't believe they did that. Like, why would they be okay with doing that? Also, the end of the movie was fantastic. There's a mind-blowing like finale that's just kind of like, really? This is happening? My gripes would be kind of like with Phil. There's some pacing moments like kind of towards the end of the second act, but it's always entertaining. And when I came out of the movie, I was thinking, okay, my good basis of like Seth Rogen movies is Pineapple Express. If it's as good or better than Pineapple Express, like I'm on board, and I feel like I'm right there with it. I think it's like right as good as Pineapple Express is, but I need to see it a couple more times. So my final thoughts are, as a comedy, it's fantastic. It has a lot of heart. I really did like the fact that at its essence, at its core, it's really about friendship, and it's about being cool with your friends and being a good person, which is kind of something I follow and I like to, and I thought felt really good to me. But above all of that, it's a really funny comedy. I think it will stand the test of time. It's one that I'm gonna add to my collection of comedies for sure, and I have really nothing bad to say about it. So I give this movie a 9 out of 10, and a 10 is a perfect movie, I think, obviously, and I don't think I'll ever give a movie a 10, but it's as close to, I would say, a perfect comedy for me.
Here's the deal. My final thoughts, 9 out of 10, definitely. It is one of the best comedies I've seen in a very long time. The guys work really well together. I think the whole friendship, blah, blah, blah stuff, I feel like that's kind of patched on, especially when they have that realization near the end of the movie that brings us to the end. It was like, oh, okay, so all of this feels tacked on. But you don't mind, really, because it's just a really funny comedy otherwise.
So let's see what other critics are saying about this movie on the interwebs. Phil, what did Rotten Tomatoes say?
84% of critics loved it, with 89% of normal type peoples loving it as well.
Not bad, it's pretty close actually. And IMDb users gave it an 8.1 out of 10, which is great, and it is just kind of the beginning for this. All right guys, well thank you so much for watching this episode of the New Movie Thing Show. This is the end, and this is the end of this episode too. Isn't that amazing? We did it full circle. If you can't make it out to the theaters, or if you hate going to the movie theaters because there's loud people in the audience, you can watch Netflix at home, and you can get a special month free if you go to netflix.com/SourceFed and sign up. I'm Steve Zaragoza.
I'm Philip DeFranco. I like when you did this, because it reminded me, when we were in the theater, this guy whipped out his phone, and I don't know, I was so offended at the moment, I kicked his seat, and he looked back, and I was like, and then he just turned around, and I was like, best moment today. If you do that in the theater, you are lucky if you don't get beaten up.
Exactly.
Unless you're a giant person, in which case it's completely okay.